What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Turbo John, and we're in the garage, and we're working on a race car. If you didn't see the last couple videos, we had some issues. We went to 710 Dragway, almost got a chance to race Ryan Martin, but we had a noise. Noise ended up being a stuck lifter. The lifter ended up messing the camshaft up just a little bit. So what we got planned, we are heading to Daniel Powell's, Powell Cams in South Carolina. It's only like a 5-hour ride. We're going to go down there, let him touch the camshaft up. He's also ordered me some new lifters, and we're going to send my old lifters off and get them done. But we were talking about the engine. So I gave him a call the other night, and we had a pretty good conversation about what I may have been doing wrong. And so if you remember, history on this engine, I bought it used. It was a nitrous engine. We put it together, and when I first put this thing together, I put 100 thousandths restrictors in the lifter board. So we ran it for a few months, and then we had a failure. We killed the camshaft, we killed the lifter, and we killed the head. And so what had happened is the valve seat had moved or dropped, or the spring, I can't remember, it was the spring shims, they had broke. And so I think I may have misdiagnosed that. I thought that broke first, and then that caused all my lifter and valve train issues. We put it back together, everything was fine. Then we had the issue where the cam bolts backed out, and we bent a bunch of valves, and so then everything was fine. It's been running good, and then now we've killed some lifters. We got 2 lifters killed, 2 of them stuck. One wore out pretty good, and the other one basically is stuck. It just didn't hurt the camshaft or anything because it just stuck. And so after talking with Daniel, he doesn't like to restrict the top of the motor. And and doing research when I first did this thing, it seemed like everybody was putting restrictors in the top. My small block Chevrolet, I put restrictors because you don't want too much oil to the top of the motor, right? To the top of the engine. These things are priority main. So the oil goes to the mains first, and then it comes up through the block, and then it goes up through the lifters and the rocker arms. And so the thought process, if you're an old school dude, you always hear, I pumped the pan dry. The pan got pumped dry, the pan pumped dry, I lost oil pressure. And I don't know if that's necessarily a problem on like drag racing stuff. So let me show you how this block is done, and we're going to take those oil restrictors out completely, and that way we get full flow to the actual lifters. And it's kind of weird, right? So if you also looked at my old lifters, which they're back there, I can show you, and I'll show you what I did to modify those. And the modification I made, if you think about it, it doesn't really make sense based on what I'm trying to make happen here. So Daniel made a recommendation, take the oil restrictors out. Let's get full oil to these lifters. And if we need to restrict it at some point, he'll get us some push rods that are restricted down in the push rod. Man, that just makes so much sense. I appreciate Daniel being on our team, helping us. His link is in the description to his YouTube channel. He sells killer camshafts, custom grind camshafts. So he got some off-the-shelf camshafts also. Go check him out. Daniel Powell, Powell Cams. I really appreciate it, man. Check it out. Let me show you. So what is interesting in here, so these push rods, these lifters, I'm sorry, these are the BAM lifters we got here, and we're going to send them off and get them freshened. But I want you to look at that. Would you look at that right there? So something I do to all my lifters, and I've always done it, right there, these little lines right here, these little gashes, basically this is where the oil flows through the block, and then this is what feeds the push rods. So think about what I just did. Think about what I did. So I've always done that because sometimes you have problems with oil coming up to the top of the engine. But so basically, I have restricted it down here so you don't get a lot of oil coming through here. And then I made it so the little slits in the lifters, it puts more oil to the top of the motor. So the way the oiling system works, so the way this one works on a dart, basically oil comes through the mains, it feeds, and then it comes up this port right here, comes up, and then it goes in here. So then you say, okay, well, where's the restrictor? I've already got this one plug out here. If you look way back there in the back, that is the restrictor back there. And you can see I've got 100 thousandths hole in it. And so essentially it's the same way over here on this side. So now I've got the lifter so that it flows more oil. And then I've got the lifters are restricted. And so it doesn't really make sense, right? Because as this lifter goes, this is my old lifters that come in it. You've got this cam tunnel, right? So the cam tunnel's here. and the lifter goes up and down. So the oil goes, it's going up and down, and it goes through the body of the lifter here, and it pumps up and down. Now, the BAM lifters are forced oil in down there, so it's got little holes down here, so that's what oils the actual bushing in there on ours. And then the oil goes up through the push rod. So let's think about it. So this is tight clearances. If you're restricting the oil coming through up here at the front, then, and you're trying to get the oil up through here, how much oil do you think is going down here? And normally these are not even pressure fed, but on the BAMs they are. So yeah, I think, man, I'm glad me and Daniel talked about that, because I was talking about possible failures, and then, you know, that's why you got to tell everybody, because everybody does stuff a little bit different. And I'm sure if I would have told him when I first got his first camshaft last year that I had restricted the lifters up there, he would have said, that's a bad idea, don't do that. So what we're going to do is really easy. We're going to go ahead and I've already got these loose. And really all we're going to do is take that other Allen. Let me get in there and take it out real fast, and then I'll show you. Right, just like that. Those are out, and these are the plugs. And you see that's 100 thousandths hole. And so that is the restrictor. So we're taking it completely out. All right, guys, short drive. We made it. We're at Powell Camshafts, Powell Machine. Daniel's back there. He's not happy with me. He is.
You keep tearing stuff up.
He is not happy with me. I thought he was going to like punch me out when I walked in. But here we go. No, I'm just kidding. He's not unhappy. But we did have a good conversation, and I'm glad we had that conversation, because you're going to learn a lot today. So we're going to try not to take up a ton of his time. Hopefully that thing is easily repairable.
Oh man, it's not bad at all.
Okay.
It's not bad at all.
Okay. Awesome.
No issues there.
Check it out. Hang on. Stand by. All right, guys. So I brought my lifters. Over here. We're going to just give them a look at it. They can rebuild them. But what do you see on that lifter, Daniel?
Well, you see a lot of, like, see all this, all that side loading, and that almost makes me think that, because we talked about the restrictors.
Yep.
And, you know, to me, again, we want all the oil to the lifter.
Right.
All the oil. If we need to restrict it to the valve covers, we do it with the push rod.
What's funny is after we talked, you know, Facebook and YouTube and stuff is always listening to us.
Oh yeah.
Not shortly after that, I got your video from a couple years ago where you were talking about oil volume, and I'm not kidding you. And so I watched the video.
The algorithm works.
It does, don't it? And so I watched it, and it was the same thing. And that's what, after we talked. And, you know, and even on BAM's website, BAM even says don't restrict the lifter.
Yeah, because, you know, like, and 30, you know, old wives' tales die hard.
Right.
Right. So, you know, that whole myth, we're going to suck the oil pan dry.
Yes,
and all
right.
that stuff. And there are some engines and some heads that just don't have very good drain back.
Right.
That is a real deal, you know. But we're not running the Daytona 500.
Right, that's right. I mean,
so if you get some in the top and it hangs out, it's not the end of the world. But if the lifter does not have enough oil, and lifter bore clearance is a major deal.
Right.
So if you've got excessive lifter bore clearance, plus you don't have no oil, plus you got a solid cam with lash, sometimes you don't get nothing to the top.
Right.
Right, because, you know, it's in lash, right, it ain't pumping, and then if it's a lot of clearance in the lifter body, it's just puking it right back down in the pan. And so not going up the line.
And that's how I ended up. I don't know when I started doing these little grooves in there.
Right.
Because I was having problems getting oil to the top of the motor. To the, like, when you were priming it, it was like there was hardly nothing coming out.
Yeah, and so.
But then I just started doing it on all of them, but that's not probably a good thing.
Well, right, and again, you know, this stuff is engineered to meter the oil.
Right.
Like it's supposed to be if it has full oil. So when you have a restricted lifter gallery, let me say it right.
Oh,
Galleys is on ships.
Right.
You know, then you have to do stuff like this to try to band-aid the other problem.
Right.
You know, and then when stuff gets hot, oil gets thin, the problem exacerbates it.
The restrictors that I put in here somewhere.
Think about it. You've got, I don't know, what is that?
100.
Is it 100? You measured it?
I measured it.
Yeah, so you got 100 thousandths feeding probably 3/8 or so channel.
Yes.
Right. So if you look at just area,
Mm-hmm.
and then you look at how much lifter bore clearance, how much you losing by the lifter through the lifter bore clearance, it's just not a lot left to get
Right.
to the top and to pressurize, because these should directly feed the wheel.
Right.
And if there's not enough volume, you know, it's going to take the path of least resistance.
That's right.
Every time.
And
so,
that's what I'm sure that restricting it there is why these are scuffed up more than,
I'm sure.
than
And
normal.
I just felt one that the wheel ain't hurt yet, but it's locked up.
Right.
The
Oh yeah.
wheel's locked.
Yep. And the other one that got wore out.
Right there.
Yeah, it's locked.
It's locked.
Yeah, it's locked completely.
Yep.
Now that was at the back of the engine, so that was the exhaust on number passenger side at the back.
Right.
And then of course the other one that locked up and then freed itself up. Did you run across that one yet?
The one that's
The
got
one that's damaged real
the
bad.
real tragedy. I just seen it. I
Yeah.
had it in my hand.
Oh,
Yeah,
it fixed itself. Oh, there it is. Look, it's the last one.
Yep.
So I mean, but that's not as bad as it was the first time.
That's rough. You know, and what's crazy is, you know, this is the first real lifter issues that we've had.
Right.
We just don't have lifter problems, but we don't run restrictors.
Right.
Look at the lobes. I mean, they just beautiful.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
No wear, no real anything.
Now look.
And that's what we want to see.
I mean, that one right there is just barely, and it feels like it's mostly on top.
Yeah. And I guarantee you, we'll clean that lobe up.
Okay.
3,000 or 4,000.
Okay.
It won't take nothing.
Perfect.
It won't
Now,
take nothing.
now, one of the mystery things, so like a lot of people buy used cams. I bought a ton of used cams in the past. Now, when you look at these camshafts, is there an easy way to look at it and tell a firing order, or is there not?
No, the easiest thing you can do is, like, if you have a cam, like for instance, this cam, this is the original cam.
That's the original you got me. That's a 4.7 swap.
Right, so this will be a B firing order.
Right.
So if you look, if you just line up the pins, even though you broke up and all,
My bad.
We won't talk about that. Right.
Right.
So you can see where the difference is, right? So this is just 4.7. This is 4.732. So this would be a B firing order. This will be a C firing order.
Okay, I got you.
People keep calling this a LS firing order, but just realize that this firing order existed before LS existed.
No doubt, really.
Right.
I did not realize that. Okay.
So this is, you know, but again, they just attribute it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's common now in the LS style.
And I get that comment. I see it in videos all the time.
Right.
Well, ain't 4.7 or 4.732 better?
Right.
Right. Better is relative.
Right.
It's always relative, and people think of that. They're going to put in a 4.7 or a 4.732 firing order swap and gain horsepower. It's just not that way. It's just we've seen it actually lose a couple of numbers.
Oh wow!
And it's all because of the tuned length of the intake track.
Ah, gotcha.
So this intake might favor a 4.7 swap, but this other intake might not. And so it again, it's just relative to the package. And I'm sure there's somebody with a college degree that can math that up, but I don't know anybody that can do that.
Well, I've always heard that the swaps were better for harmonics in the engine sometimes.
And I've seen people, again, I've seen that claim for years. Have I actually seen it ABA tested and this is a fact? I have not seen that.
No proof, right.
But people say it does.
Right. But I mean, without proof, I mean, anybody can say anything. I'm out to say anything.
I mean, I've got standard firing order big block cams, thousands of them out there, and they're not breaking crankshafts.
Right.
And I've got 4.7s out there, and they're not breaking crankshafts either. So.
And that's a 4.7. What'd you say? 4.732.
This was 4.7, and this is 4.732.
Gotcha. I got LS parts in my car.
Yeah, there you go.
I got LS. Look, there you go. Look, that's why it's fast. That's why the big block's fast. It's an LS firing order.
Yeah.
I did not realize that there was A, B, and C. Is there a D firing order?
No.
Okay, so that's your options: A, B, and C.
A, B, and C. Some people, and that's more confusion. There is one particular cam company that I won't call no names.
Right.
That calls a B firing order a firing order.
Oh boy, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that gets confusing.
Well, and again, pretty much the whole cam world agrees A is standard, B is 4.7, C is 4.732.
Oh boy.
But there's one company that thinks a B is a A.
Oh boy.
You know, again,
that makes it more challenging, right?
And so you see the cam car and it says A firing order. Well, I assume it's standard. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not standard.
And it will run with the. I mean, they will run.
Well, I mean, it'll crank up.
Yes.
It won't be happy.
I have spent. When put a new camshaft in, get the wrong firing order.
Yep.
It cranks up, feels like it's got a little skip to it,
Oh, yeah,
but it
yeah.
runs,
Sure.
but it will not spool up.
Sure,
and you're
sure.
like, what is the matter with my tune? You know, it's tore up. And then you get out there with the heat gun, and you're like, oh, I got 2 dead holes.
All the Pontiac hydraulic roller cores that we got are 4.7 swap.
Oh,
And we put that information on the cam car,
I don't know about read the instructions.
but nobody reads the instructions. So this guy calls me, I got his cam in, and it's spitting and popping, and this thing's junk. You know,
Right.
I'm like, well, how you got to, I asked him about the firing order, and he's like, I got him on there right. I'm like, look, just swap 4 and 7 and call me back.
Right.
That was it.
That was it, yeah.
But again, people don't read the instructions.
The
'Cause it's all there.
instructions are important.
Right, so
That is.
But let's go over and get
Okay.
this thing in the grinder, and we'll get it set up, and we'll knock that lobe out right quick.
Okay.
And we'll get you on the road.
So I was tempted to use a flap disc and have Chase out there.
But you would have to sit on the ground and cross your legs.
Right?
With no shoes
Is that
on.
what you got? Oh, you got to do it perfect like that.
Right.
Okay.
You ain't seen the Indian video?
No, I have. Oh yeah, from India.
Yeah.
Dude, they fix everything.
Yeah, right. They'll
don't know how they fix
take
it.
some stick rod and a grinder, and they'll have that thing ready to go for you.
And be ready to go. That load be a little off centered when I get done with you. Now, am I going to get to run the grinder?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah, let's go.
Come on, let's do it.
All right, guys. In here is where all the magic happens. The magic is in here. Now, this is
It's math. It's not math.
it's math.
It's math.
I would be screwed. So this is really insane. That I mean, right now I know you got in the works. You're going to be getting a CNC grinder here soon.
Yeah. You can't get here fast enough.
But right now, this is where all your camshafts are ground.
That's correct.
And all the things on the wall back there are your plates.
Yeah, all that's plate masters, and I ought to be ashamed. They stacked up all over the place.
Oh, my goodness.
I need to have one. I need to do better.
So that looks like a lobe on a camshaft almost.
Yeah, it is. It's just because of the offset and the geometry of the grinder.
Right.
It's just much larger, but essentially it's that profile minus the geometry difference.
That is insane. And now, how much does each one of these cam things cost?
A lot. I mean, so we have them CNC ground,
Right.
and it's $500 and some odd dollars to have one plate ground.
So when you say I want to change a lobe slightly,
Right.
$500 right out of the.
Plus, I got to design.
Oh, and you got to design it.
Design the profile.
Wow.
So we design the profile, and then we have it CNC ground.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's not. This is why there is no future in this.
Right.
Because here's the problem. I've got 3,000 digital lobes.
Oh my
Right.
goodness.
But I've only got about 400 master plates.
Wow.
And
But that's still a lot. That is a crap ton.
Right. That's a lot. But because with the CNC, you tell it the lifter wheel diameter and the base circle diameter. Right. Because a digital lobe design is just a lift table. It has no idea what the base circle is. Right.
Okay.
It don't care. So we can take digitally. We can take the load for this big block and put it on an LS.
Right.
It doesn't care.
Wow.
Because it's just geometry.
Right.
But if we make a master plate for this base circle, it only works for this base circle. So I would have to have
Wow.
5 or 8 master plates for every load design.
Oh my
to be
goodness.
able to cover each. And that's the downfall, because I get, the Steve Morrises and the big gurus they call it, well, I want a this.
Right.
Well, I don't have it.
Right.
I don't have that.
Right.
And that is why that's why the CNC has got to be the future.
Right.
Because all we can do here is just keep pouring $1,000 bills at steel plates.
Wow.
When we go to the CNC, I can just literally sit down, 15 minutes later, the lobe design's done, we ship it to the machine, program the lobe angles and hit the button.
And it does it all for
and
you.
10 minutes later, we pull it out and hand it to you.
That's crazy. And so all the big companies now, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
All the mass producing.
Obviously, Comp and Ishki and those bigger companies like that, they still have manual grinder.
Right.
And there's jobs that are fit for a manual grinder. You're not going to set up a CNC if you're running production.
Right, that's right.
You're not going to stop and set up and do a 59 Buick, right? I mean, it's just, or something like this.
Right.
They're not going to set up and touch one load.
Right.
But when you get a CNC grinder, well, now we don't have to pay. We can make that plate here.
Right.
Because we make the blank plates in house.
Right.
So we make the raw discs here in the CNC.
Right.
And then we just grind them.
Right.
So once we get the grinder, and we'll still have a manual. I'm probably gonna sell one because why do I need two?
Right.
So I'll keep one. I don't know which one, but then we'll just make an arbor and we'll be able to do this then too, But I hope 3 or 4 months it's gonna be here and running.
That's gonna be pretty
I
cool.
hope by the end of the year we are in full production with a CNC. Is what I hope.
So this is it back here. The lobes are right here. This is the plates are on here, and then this is the follower.
That is correct.
And that's what moves the wheel. Well, we'll see it here in a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man, this is awesome. Awesome machine shop. All right, so now you're just getting it in the machine.
I'm just making sure because I pulled the tail stop and cleaned everything up. I just want to make sure that the cam is parallel and perpendicular.
I have not screwed that part up yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Give it time. Side for the lobe separation.
Mm-hmm.
And so all our drivers are fixed, and we got a 0 mark, and we got a mark on our drivers, and we know that if these two are lined up and the dividing head's on 0, we have an established intake center line. So then we can move wherever we need to for whatever center line we need. That way we have, accuracy instead of just hoping for the best, right? So then what we'll do is we'll get it all back in time. I've got the data of how we ground it, so we know where it's at. So we'll just get it all back in time. And I mean, a quarter of a degree looks like a bunch in the grinder.
Right.
So, we'll have to tweak it a little bit to get it perfect, but like I say, it ain't gonna take much to correct that.
That's a good thing I didn't make that pass, isn't it?
Yeah. If you'd have went any more, it'd have been ugly. Because this core is designed for that lobe lift,
right?
And so we don't. And two, and not that it would have been the end of the world. You just would have had one adjuster slightly lower than the rest. It's not a deal breaker, but it's nice to have all the base circles what they should be, right? Instead of having one weirdo in the pile.
And that's what I've the base circle, because the lobe will be the same. It's just the base circle will be just slightly smaller.
Yeah, the lobe itself will be the same lift and duration. It's just going to be a smaller lobe. Therefore, the lifter's a little lower in the bore.
Right.
The adjuster's sticking out of the rocker more.
Right.
But again, even if you'd have heard it, we still probably wouldn't be 10 or 15,000. So it ain't the end of the world.
If I would have done it crossfoot on the floor, barefoot, it would have not been the same lobe.
Exactly.
It would have been much less.
Right.
So he's checking for straightness there.
Get over here where you can see the indicator good.
Wow, look at that. It is not moving at all.
Yeah. That's what you want to see right there.
Wow, heck yeah.
So this would be the first exhaust, and then 6 1/4 degrees would be the first intake because of the staggered difference between the two.
So we're just talking about math. Like you said a minute ago, math.
Oh yeah, this is mine.
This
all
is
mine.
because
No magic.
you ain't even kidding. There is a ton that goes into getting this set up exactly where you need it.
Oh, yeah.
And each lobe is different. And we were just talking about the lifter, like the intake and the exhaust are canted different.
Yeah,
so he's got all of these holes in the plates to get it exactly where it needs to go.
Right. If you don't know the formulas,
Right.
you don't even know where to start.
It's a complicated process to make a camshaft.
And so, like, come over here on this side. So, like, we put the grinder back where it goes when we originally ground this cam.
Right.
So we'll just lay up there, and then we can just sweep the lobe.
Oh, okay,
and
gotcha.
we know, so like what you can see it right there. So we need to advance the cam probably less than a quarter of a degree, probably an eighth of a degree to get there.
Now, how do you do that?
So we can do it. We can do it multiple ways, but we'll do it right here.
Okay.
We'll just move this.
Oh, okay.
This head forward, just I mean, it ain't gonna take but just a smidgen, but we want to put it back where it was
when you grounded initially.
Right, and again, it's so minute, but that's where that just dead wheeling it and making sure you get it.
So what he's doing, dead wheeling, he's spinning it, and it should not touch the. See, now it's not moving it.
But see, it is on that
side. Okay.
So we got to crack it a little bit.
So that because once that is set dead perfect,
right? Then we can just we're gonna take the minimum amount of material
right
off when we do that, and that's the goal. Like anytime, and I try not to do no regrinds. I know I'm probably gonna get 100 comments about doing this, but you just, but when you do a regrind, when you fix something that's worth fixing, this is how you don't make a mess. Because you wanna take the minimum amount of material possible,
right,
and put everything back where it was. So that's how we do it.
Okay, so there you go. So now I see the wheel going across it.
You can hear it.
You can hear it
scratching it.
Yep. Okay, well that looks perfect.
Yeah. So I'm gonna call that good. And once we actually touch it with the wheel,
right,
we might bump it just a smidgen.
Right.
But I suspect that's gonna be money right there. I suspect.
Wow.
So, all right, we're gonna dress the wheel.
I can see that cut. It look like, you see it cutting across the front of the wheel.
You see it run across it, just barely.
So he's dressing the wheel now to get the wheel so that it is flat.
And smooth.
Smooth and flat. Look at it. Yeah, you can see that. That's insane.
Like I say, with the CNC stuff, with a CBN wheel, you just don't have to do that.
All right.
I mean, you have to dress it, but it's, 1 in 100 versus 1 in 10, right?
Wow.
And you just don't have that problem.
So if you've never seen a camshaft being ground, well, this is being reground, a repair essentially. But the same thing.
It's the same. The only difference would be with an actual fresh grind, we would rough the lobe in to about 10 thousandths from finish size.
Right.
We would fine dress the wheel, then do this.
Okay, gotcha.
Right? We would just do it to all of the lobes.
Right.
Instead of just one. You can actually hear the water.
Yeah, you can barely hear it.
That's why you know you're getting close when you hear it whispering like that.
Ah, I got you. The space is getting thinner and thinner. So he's manually doing it down here, controlling it, how fast it's progressing toward it. And this is what you were talking about the other day too. The speed of this camshaft spinning.
Right. Because the surface footage in the flank is so fast that you've got to go really, really slow or you'll burn the flank.
Oh yeah, listen to that.
We're going to keep up how much we take off here just for giggles.
Gosh, it looks like it's already, I mean, it's just barely touching it.
Yep.
And you can, it's changing the base circle just a little bit on this one by whatever he grinds off.
I think about 1,000ths right there so far.
Okay, so it's not, it's bare, it's already cleaned up. It looks like most of
Yeah,
it.
it's just a little bit on the closing side.
Right.
So that's 2,000ths.
That's it. Wow.
But again, this is the difference between getting it swept in good and not.
Right, right.
All right, so now we'll bring it down to like finish speed.
Oh, so it slows down.
Yeah, I can still see just a little anomaly on the closing side. That's usually about our finished speed right there. That's, you know, you think about having to do that 16 times, how much time that takes, you know.
And because, I mean, and you're only removing, you're at what, 2,000ths?
That's three.
3,000ths now. And so, like you said, when you rough grind it, you have still 10 to go.
Yeah.
You can't go fast on it.
Well, because some, you know, when you get a cam this with a barrel that small, it goes to pieces after you rough it in when you relieve all that material. So then you got to straighten it. So if you got to straighten it, you got to leave enough room.
Oh, gotcha.
For it to come in.
Wow, that is crazy.
That looks
brand spanking new. Look at that.
And like I say,
wow.
we took exactly 3,000ths.
So 3,000ths off. The lobe is still the exact same. The base circle is 3,000ths smaller.
Yeah, which is, well, actually, it's only 1,000ths and a half smaller.
Oh.
We took 3,000ths heel to toe.
So it's just, you want to never be able to see that.
Other than micrometers, you'd never know.
Yeah.
You'd never know it happened.
Wow.
So that's how we make Turbo John go fast again.
Dude, let's go, baby. That is freaking that is insane. Well,
you know, and again, it's just sheer the planets aligned.
Right.
Because that could have been bad.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, maybe I got another core, I'd have to look, but that could have been tragic, and it just worked out that it wasn't.
Right. When we heard it, we stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why I was fixing to race Ryan Martin, and I think we could have gave him a run.
Sure.
Because he was on slicks and I was on radials.
Right.
You know how hard it was for me to not go make a pass when I cranked it back up?
Yeah.
But then I had Daniel in my ear going, "You idiot! Don't you freaking crank that thing up again!"
But you know, like I say, that saved a $600 camshaft.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Because that would have been a $600 cam, and you could have murdered a lifter board.
That's right.
And then the block would have had to come out.
No, that's right.
So, you know, that's all of that's. I mean, I know everybody wants to win, wants to make that pass.
But sometimes you just can't shut it off.
Hey, there's always next weekend.
That's exactly right. Man, that is awesome. Check that out. That is, wow. All right, Daniel, I appreciate it. Thank you for getting it, taking care of us.
No problem.
This thing, if y'all need any camshafts, y'all know where to find them, Powell Cams. Something else Daniel does in-house. He's got a cam doctor, but it ain't a cam doctor, is it?
No, it's not a cam doctor. So Cam Doctor was a company. That's the name of the company.
Okay.
And so, you know, people just call a cam measure machine a Cam Doctor because it's just, you know, it's like tennis shoes.
Right. Right.
It just is what it is. And so this is actually a Cam Pro Plus.
Cam Pro Plus.
Yeah, and there's a couple of companies that
look, it says it right there.
Yeah, make such an animal. But I feel like that the Cam Pro Plus is the most powerful unit out of the ones available. It just, you can do more with it. to me.
So how does this thing work? What does it actually do?
So it's got a rotary, encoder like a CNC, and it's got a linear encoder, and it measures the lift per degree.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember how fine the rotational, I think it's 8 places. I think it's really fine, the graduations. So, and basically it'll give us a profile. It'll show us the curves in the lobe design, acceleration, velocity, jerk, and then we can look at all that data, and then we can look at, it'll generate like a cam doctor report. And this is how we make all of our cam cards, right?
Okay.
So we run the cam, the data that it tells us is what you see. Whereas some companies, they put on a card what they hope the cam is.
And they don't ever check it.
Well, they must not, because
right.
I see cam cards that say this,
right,
and the cam says something totally different.
And it is like we just looked at. I mean, you just fixed the camshaft for us over there, and so in that, a very small fraction of a degree makes a difference.
Oh yeah. Well, and not so much in real life, but like what I see, for instance, is the other day we had a cam come in, and it said the exhaust lobe was 216, but it was actually 220.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I've seen some, we seen it one time, some of the boutique LS outfits.
Right.
The cam was a stage whatever, and that was these specs, and the next stage was 5 degrees bigger. Well, the cam was actually mismarked, and it was the next stage cam.
Oh, that's going to be a problem.
Right, so the load separation was wrong, the duration was wrong. I think the lift was the same, but it was like a degree or two narrower and 5 degrees bigger on the duration. So,
wow.
But we see crazy stuff like that all the time, and then you'll see like if you go back to the profile, you can, and this is measured data, right? So this is not raw. And you can see relatively how smooth the curves are, and this is a reflection of grind quality, right? And we see some that it looks like you was riding over speed bumps. Thing that we constantly monitor, and like we talked about wheel balance and that stuff. So we always are constantly balancing our wheel, because when the wheel gets out of balance, these curves get choppy.
Oh, it'll chatter,
right?
Chatter on it or something.
Yeah, because the wheels vibrating, and that's translating into the load,
into the grind, right?
We want to minimize that, right? Because I mean, will the ET be different? I can't say that it will or it won't, but we still want to do the best job we can do and keep the valve train intact. And
it's got to be easier on parts if it's smooth.
For sure, yeah. Smooth,
I mean, it's got to be
smooth as fast.
Right.
Smooth as fast.
And I know this is also where sometimes I see some of the videos you'll do or show pictures, and it's over my head, and I'm like, okay, I don't know exactly what I'm looking at, but I can kind of see you're talking about inverse lobes and
right. Well,
or not inverse. What the flanks are funny shaped, and the way they slam down, or
the inverse happens, and way down here in the peak. This is peak acceleration right here, right? The inverse is going to happen if you just follow that line straight down. The inverse is going to happen right here.
Okay.
So rarely, unless it's like a overhead cam or something with a swinging follower, you'll see inverse in the actual flank.
Oh.
And that stuff is a nightmare.
Right.
You have a little bit of grinding wheels to be able to create those super small inverses. But we don't do none of that crazy stuff, and we try to stay away from inverse radius stuff, because generally, if you have an inverse radius, you're trying to go faster than the base circle will allow. And that's just not friendly to parts most of the time. So we stay away from that stuff. There's no power in it. If there was, we wouldn't be winning cam challenges and drag races. Right. People swear faster is faster.
Right.
But it ain't. And if it was, you would see that play out, and it never does.
Right.
I'll guarantee you my cam is slower than the cam you took out.
Wow.
Slower meaning peak velocity is lower.
Right.
And peak acceleration is lower also.
And then when you have those real rapid increases and decreases, that's where it's really hard on valve springs.
All of the above.
Bounces the valve off the seat.
All of the above. And none of that stuff is, it don't matter. It don't matter how fast the lobe is if you can't control the valve.
Right.
Who cares?
It is crazy. I mean, if you search YouTube on the Spintrons,
yeah.
valve train at 10,000 RPM, 9,000 RPM, it's so...
When you see that stuff and you see the end of the valve, and it's in a guide, right? And the end of the valve looks like a spaghetti noodle.
Right.
I mean, just think about that. And then, when you pull a set of heads apart and you wobble the valve because they murdered the guide, or the lock. I see it all the time, like stuff with really crazy lobe designs. You'll see the locks. They'll be welded to the valve.
Wow.
And you can't get the valve out of the guide because the groove is just rolled out. Wow. So you'll have to actually file the groove to be able to get it through. And that's just...
It's not good.
It just don't win races, and people think that it does.
Right.
So I tried all that. When I first started this junk, I believed all that too, because that's what I'd been told, right? And it had to be true, right? Because the internet said so.
Right.
And then we just found out quickly that was a nightmare. We started slowing stuff down and slowing it down and slowing it down. And I'll promise you, I will put $100 bills on my lobes. Every single one of them that was entered into the Small Block Chevrolet Cam Challenge was slower than any other lobe in that competition, and we won.
And you won it.
And we won.
That's
so
it. That's
I'm
something.
just saying, faster ain't faster.
Right.
Faster is not faster. If it was, we wouldn't have won.
Right.
So
that's amazing. Well, that's cool. And that's cool that you've been killing it in the Cam challenges.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think winning is not always the answer. What is the answer is consistently finishing well.
Right.
Yeah, I think that speaks more than just winning one time.
Right.
If you can consistently finish well and you consistently... And here's the deal. You got to align yourself with people like you, right?
Right.
People that are serious, that they'll spend the money where it needs to be spent. They'll take solid advice and put the car in the winner's circle. Some people can't do that. And it can make your product look subpar.
Not as good,
right?
Yeah.
So you always need to align yourself, and that's why we have a great relationship. You do a fantastic job, and we appreciate everything you do for us. And
Same.
And I hope that we can continue right on.
Heck yeah. All right, Daniel, I appreciate it. Thank you for getting it, taking care of us.
No problem.
This thing, if y'all need any camshafts, y'all know where to find them, Powell Cams. Yeah. And he's fixing, like I said, he's fixing to have a CNC grinder. He's also got some custom or some off-the-shelf camshafts.
Yeah, we are trying to work on making that better.
Right.
We see like there's a handful of small block Chevrolet cams. We do the same grind over and over and over. Right. Because people's building the same stuff. A 383 with a whatever, a 210 AFR head or a 350 with a 195 AFR head, and we just see that combination over and over. And then we got some shelf stuff for the LSs. We got some shelf stuff for the Hemi, the late Hemis. So we trying to get all of that stuff in stock on the website, but it's just, it's just me and my wife, and unfortunately we're doing the best we can.
No, that's right. Y'all go check him out. YouTube, Powell Cams. He's got him on Facebook also, Daniel Powell, Powell Cams. Follow him. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
So while we were up close to Asheville, we just left Daniel's. What do you think about this? God, that's pretty cool.
You're gonna give him a better view than that.
This is a really cool Airbnb. This is called the Steampunk. What was it called? No, Mad Max. Mad Max in Asheville. There's like a whole bunch of like different ones. Look at the treehouse back there. This is a treehouse community. This is pretty cool.
And I gotta tell you, I left this entirely up to him. I would have put us in a hotel.
That castle.
The castle. Oh, there's a castle one up there too.
Dude, it's got your favorite too. Look.
It's got a little turret.
Okay.
We're coming back someday.
We're coming back. This thing right here, look, it's a car theme. Isn't that cool? Wow. This is pretty cool. Wow, and the view.
The inside.
Wow, look at that. And over there's a Starship one. This is pretty interesting.